video number 2 because I need to complain because I'm going to go on a walk and I don't want my entire walk to be all these thoughts in my head. And you know what? If people can be openly sexist, now I can be a little bit toxic. So, one, why are we complaining about movies and TV shows from like the early 2000s or whatever for like being problematic at all? Like at all. Like logically speaking, any movie that's older than 10 years is going to be problematic is going to have parts of it that are problematic for the time that it's being watched in, and that the reasons for it being ignored can always be discussed because it's always in that gray middle ground of being sort of problematic at that time or just a little bit off but socially accepted and ignored. And so it's always going to be discussed why these characters treat these things so casually when they can be seen as such abrasive topics and or statements now, not considering the intensity of the environment, the complexity of the environment, the how dense the social like the how dense the atmosphere around controversial topics are in the environment, or how crass it was to begin with, and for that point in time these things not being that bad. And if you don't take those things into context, you're always going to find something offensive about a piece of media that's not from the time period you're in at this exact moment. And if it's media that aligns with your political and personal standards, that has been eating my ass for like the entirety of ever. Anytime I watch something, like especially just like lately, which is anytime I watch media over that, I'm just kind of like, y'all know, like it's a sliding scale of what's like offensive, what's ignorable, what's passable, what's like what can be discussed, and what's like a hard line. No, like it's a sliding scale as time goes on. So every part of that scale moves, and I know we're used to just discussing extremes. I mean, look at what's been our entertainment and like our president for the past so ever often. Like, I know we're used to extremes, but like it's not always that. Everything is in layers. So I don't know. Yeah, yeah. That. Also, can we stop bring like I get it. Obviously, protect minors, right? Right. Period. But can we stop bringing attention to that issue in K-pop? Because do you think Western fans that don't listen to K-pop are going to care about the different concepts and how we have grown idols? No. You're going to make it seem like pedal baby. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not going to look great if like our if we're just like screaming for 4 months straight, because I watch a lot of YouTube, unfortunately. Well, not unfortunately, but like I could decrease my screen time a little bit. Like I could actually read the books that I buy. For 4 months, besides Minheejin being annoying and then some like random drama, 4 months. One of the main topics being like, oh my god, everything with the minors, which is like great, but it's like the main thing. And I feel like me personally, from what I've observed of like how like media has been sort of not turning on K-pop, but being a little bit messier with K-pop, and people think that because K-pop idols can't discuss intimate personal details, that makes them safe from all negative types of media, and that's just not the case. Because if you don't have those annoying mid-tier things to like argue about and distract about, that's a lot of energy pinpointed on a couple of core issues and a lot of focus on one core issue, even if we've been over it a bunch of times, or even if it's just like something that just has to be dealt with little by little because of realistic things. That one core issue is just going to be the main focus, and it's going to overshadow a lot of things about the industry. And now we have videos of of grown idols being told to be protected and saying like their managers need to be fired for their clothing, and just like it getting kind of we took the social justice we took like the social justice thing a little bit too far, and now idols can't do anything again. And this time it's not even like the younger fans fault completely. Now it's like the woke fans fault, low key. And it's, I don't know, it's like it's kind of like it's like the fandom like overdid it, and like flipped into the same cycle that it was in before, but just like in a different format. I don't know if that made any sense, but like because you can't criticize K-pop on a lot of things, so you just really start talking about the the same five things, and if you keep bringing attention to one of the worst of the five things, then like eventually, I think that's just what people's preconceived notions of the genre, if they don't automatically click with it, will be, especially if they see cuter concepts. And we're trying to get those back because they were bringing high quality bops. And ironically, those didn't follow the trends as much as Badass or Teen Crush concepts did. Cute concepts often set the trends or created little pockets within the general pop formula, because cute concepts is like the purest form of pop, which in itself is inherently generic. So therefore, if you're going to do something, you're going to have to create your own pocket within that field to make yourself stand out. So they actually don't necessarily go along with trends. They just find their niches within certain trends, and then they sort of branch out in their own way. And I think that's a really smart way to apply themselves, and it's a really effective way to apply themselves in their artistry, especially understanding what type of product that they're producing. Uh, yeah.